Welcome to Janesville. This is day one of Tour of America's Dairylands, and we are in the beautiful town of Janesville. There is a cool little river, and we go over two bridges, which is pretty sick. First off, we have a pretty wide open corner. You move up pretty well on the outside of these first two corners, and then it's pretty wide open, little flat section, not a lot of wind up here, but you go into this downhill and you have a pretty good tailwind, so quite a fast little downhill. Here we are, lap or two later, and I'm trying to move up, so I've been moving up a little bit. We got Michael Garrison there on the right. We got the bikers team. MitoQ has joined us. They've got hitters like Marshall and Ben Oliver, and I've gotten to the front, so I'm gonna attack into the bottom two corners here. Just see if something will stick. It is a pretty fast addition. You can see I'm going like 32, 33 out of a corner. And at this point, I actually only have like a second or two gap. So I look back, and Brody back there had like pulled me back in. And the field would come back together. And then little moves would go on the headwind section on this uphill, just like that. You can see Evan Boyle there attacking on the left. Little gaps would go, like groups would just get a split and then all of a sudden come back together. Just kind of a washing machine thing. I felt like it was pretty fast, so I knew if a breakaway was going to go, it was going to be a matter of just convenience for the field. Here we had a ton of preems. Janesville always has massive preems. I was going for this one and got second, but kept the pressure on the pedals and got a little gap here. Actually rode kind of solo for 2 laps here, going as fast as I could. Clipped a pedal in actually the third corner down there while I was riding through it, trying to get a little gap, and I went way too hard. So once the field caught me, I just shot directly back. See some First Internet Bank guys. We've got 5411 bikers. Everybody's on these moves. We got Above and Beyond Cancer with a pretty good team here. And Butcherbox, Kyle Teasler. Got a lot of good bike racers at this one, and I am trying to recover from that little move. So, get back into the field about 30 minutes, 20 minutes later, not a lot has happened. There's just little splits all over the place, and then they'd come right back together every once in a while. This one in particular, another preem, and we were going pretty good. I hopped on Ben Oliver's wheel. He actually is fresh off of a win at the last stage of both, so dude is flying right now. That stage is super hard, kind of like a crit, but 3 hours and way hillier, and he won. So pretty insane. This guy is one to watch. So I jumped on to his wheel. He actually passed Marshall, his teammate, on the inside there, and then we had a little gap back to another little group. It ended up being like almost a field split. Like we had 5 or 6 dudes off the front, and we were rolling pretty well. I'd say maybe even 15 dudes. Let's see, Michael Garrison there pulling off. First Internet Bank still kind of trying to commit to it, and I wanted it to roll too, so I kept rolling through. There were a few preems that kind of broke up the synergy of that little breakaway, so eventually it would just get tacked back by the field, and then you would have guys going over the top of it. We've got the Voliere Factory Racing team here too. My boss man, Jeff Linder with NorCal Cycling. You can see on the right there, Lucas Burgoyne just caught the field, trying to filter through. Brody McDonald over there on the right, also staying up towards the front for most of the race after a pretty impressive win. Out of Crybaby Hill, Tulsa Tough. Okay, we are coming into 13 minutes to go, and it's starting to get tense. At like 17 laps to go, everybody just started fighting like it was 5 laps to go. ABC team was kind of on the front, just lining it up for a long time. You can see they're kind of starting to form right here. And then, yeah, MitoQ was trying to get together, 5411 kind of getting their guys together. But overall, this course you can kind of like float the washing machine on, so no teams really had a ton of a chance to like have a concentrated lead out from what I could see. And therefore, it got real weird with 5-10 minutes to go. Right here, we've got some guys going for some late lap preems, and there's little breaks going. There's 10 minutes to go in this race. You see Eric Hill from Project Echelon, tacking on to that little move. I am riding solo right now, so I got to save all my energy to get some good series points at the end, get a good position at the end, and I'm thinking this whole race, this is just going to end up being a field sprint. So that is what I'm banking on. And also I think maybe Mido-Q didn't have any of their guys up there. Eventually, with a few laps to go, Ben Oliver just like sent a move. So I don't know if he's off the front right now in that little group, but he definitely like bridged to that group, I think, and then just like went off the front and snuck away. Felt like the field was going pretty quick. So he was off the front with like a 2-second gap for a few laps, and there's some preems getting called, plenty of confusion, but no team was really pulling on the front other than ABC there. And they're not going like super fast. They're not fully ramping it. It felt like they were just kind of like keeping a good tempo, keeping their guys up at the front, but not really pulling back that move at like a rapid pace. So Ben Oliver, maybe he's going off the front right now. It's like 5 minutes to go, and he would get a little gap. I'm trying to stay in the field. Everybody here is kind of following that wave on the downhill. So you would have to just position really well and try not to spend a ton of energy just waiting for the last like lap and a half where you're going to have to sprint to maintain position. And right into this corner here, it bunched up. There was a big crash in that corner. And then like maybe a minute before this, there was a big crash on the downhill when the swarm happened. So we're coming into 1 lap to go. ABC, you can see they're starting to have their guys pull off. He's yelling at Dusan there. Dusan's yelling back. Classic crit racer shenanigans. So we're rolling through. James from Mido-Q there, going back a little bit, I think after working pretty hard up in the front. Ben Oliver, I believe, is still off the front of this race right now. So he's got like a 2 or 3 second gap, and back here it feels kind of sketchy. Yeah, you can't even see Ben up there really. He had just taken that corner, so maybe he's got like a 5 or 6 second gap, and he must be going so fast. We're going like 33 miles an hour right now. It's bunching up. There's no real team on the front. You can see up there is some guys you haven't seen all race. They've just been sitting in the Sprinters Lounge, so they're gonna all have plenty of energy. And yeah, Mido-Q on the front, so we're not going super fast. And here on the last lap, I just move up on the right on the outside, and there's a crash like right behind me there into that little choke point. Lucas Burgoyne ended up taking like the front on this little part here. I got chopped by Dusan a little bit, but now I just get to follow the wave up and around. It's a headwind sprint, so you can move up a lot if you are in the draft. So I start sprinting, feeling like this is a good spot, hoping a hole is going to open, but this guy kind of slows up a bit, so I have to go around, hit the wind here, and then I'm just sprinting in the wind at this point, so it's not going to be great for me. End up getting 9th place, Ben Oliver in 1st, Lucas Burgoyne in 2nd, and I think Brody McDonald in 3rd, so pretty solid race. Thanks for watching. See ya.